Good morning, everyone. My name is Alice. 9:20 a.m. and talking about meaning in life is a bit much. However, for those who open to it, I'll do my best to deliver it. When I was young, my mother always taught me one thing. In order to love, we first need to understand. So I started this project with an initial intention to understand my aging parents. And from that personal understanding, I can use it to help other people professionally. Because aging is the process of multiple changes, not only in the neurostructure and function, but also in one motivation. Across human lifespan, there are two broad goals that often operate and motivate the person. First is to acquire knowledge, seek novelty, and expand the breadth of knowledge. And second is to regulate negative and maintain positive emotional stages. Depending on the stage of one's life or their perception towards future attempt, these two goals would receive a different priority. For instance, when the individuals are young, they often prioritize the information-seeking goals in order to prepare for the future uncertainty. However, when the individual get older or perceive their time as limited, there would be more favor towards emotion regulation goal in order to help to improve their psychological well-being. So from this motivation-centered perspective, older people would be more willing to seek activity that enrich their daily routine, especially when retirement opens a new use of time. And for this reason, creativity is particularly essential in later life. For the first objective of this study, I will look at the association between creative engagement and well-being. For well-being, I will look at the two domains of well-being, hedonia and eudaimonia. From a hedonic perspective, wellness is achieved by the experience of pleasure and avoidance of negative experiences, while from a eudaimonic perspective, wellness is achieved by the experience of purpose or meaning in life and engagement to activity that allows self-actualization. In previous literature, as hedonia can also be referred as a subjective well-being. So for simplicity purpose, I will refer hedonia as subjective well-being and eudaimonia as meaning in life for the rest of the presentation. One key reason to explain why creative engagement facilitates subjective well-being is that such engagement is often self-driven and intrinsically motivated. As intrinsic motivation often enhances subjective well-being, creative engagement that is experienced as intrinsically motivated is expected to positively associated with subjective well-being. So therefore, we propose the hypothesis that creative engagement is positively associated with subjective well-being. On the other hand, the link between creative engagement and meaning in life can be explained from a humanistic psychology point of view, in which creativity serves as an underlying force for growth and as a way to reach wholeness and self-actualization. Therefore, we expect that creative engagement is positively associated with meaning in life. As maximizing the activity participation can be served as an adaptive strategy to compensate for social and physical deficit in later life, we expect a stronger association between creative engagement and subjective well-being in older versus younger adults. So we propose the hypothesis accordingly. When people get older, they think more intensely and frequently about their own life narrative, where it has been, where it is, and in what direction it might be going. These internal questions power the need for active reflection and contemplation, and therefore creative engagement can certainly provide a meaningful opportunity to fulfill such desire. Therefore, we propose the hypothesis accordingly. When approaching the second half of life, the need to leave a legacy is intensified, which may motivate older people to pass along their creativity in different forms. However, not all older adults are the same. Some may just want to leave their past untouched, while others would be more motivated to share their life experience so that the next generation can learn from their lesson and not making the same mistake. Such differences may reflect the individual goals in interpersonal relationship. So in the last section, I examined the pursuit of compassionate goals, which often involve focusing on other people's needs, not to reach a reciprocal outcome for the self, but out of a genuine consideration for the well-being of others. People with compassionate goals look at other people from an ecosystem perspective. That is, the well-being of one species is interdependent on the well-being of other species. So, due to these distinct characteristics, we expect that older people with compassionate goals would be more willing to engage in creative activity in order to share their experiences, including lessons learned from past mistakes, and therefore we propose the hypothesis accordingly. In terms of measure, there's one variable that I want to wrap your attention, which is the creative engagement variables. I included 6 different creative activities: writing, baking or cooking something special, working on the project, joining community arts group, reading, or attending non-religious meeting. The selection of these activities are based on a list of classification generated by creative experts. The key results suggest that creative engagement is positively associated with subjective well-being and meaning in life. However, when including the interaction of old age, the results reveal that more frequent creative engagement does not result in higher subjective well-being. However, such engagement is positively associated with the perceived meaning in life. For instance, older people reported greater perceived meaning in life associated with 4 creative activities: writing, working on projects, joining community arts group, and attending meetings in non-religious organizations. Finally, for the result of the 3-way interaction effect, adults above 80 years of age with compassionate goals perceive their life as more meaningful, associated with writing engagement relative to younger adults. The finding of this study make the contribution to the field in several ways. First, it breaks away a stubborn belief that growth is only for the young. Then it's hoped to articulate an idea of seeing older people for their potential rather than problems. It is also provide useful insight for policymakers and community leaders to design for more diverse activity to match with different psychological needs of older people. And it's also fulfill the gap in current literature concerning an understudied area, which is the connection between creativity and meaning in life. To conclude my presentation, I would like to have 3 main points that I want to emphasize. First, creativity is intrinsically motivated. Because the work intrinsic by itself is only you know what activity is personally meaningful to you. However, if everyone needs to find their own activity, so is there any use for my research evidence? The answer is that this finding is just like a finger pointing to the moon. We need the finger to know where to look for the moon, but please don't mistake the finger with the moon. Because without the actual engagement, creativity will always remain an abstract concept to you. And for the next step of creating, whether it's a new article or a completely new chapter of your life, may you take with you the power of the word yet. Because we often say, I'm there or I'm not there. However, there is an important interface, I'm not there yet. And when we accept the imperfection within ourselves, it would be easier to accept the same humanness in other people. And for that, and because before we step into the role as a scientist, a doctor, or even a street cleaner, we all share one full-time, unchangeable job, that is to be human. And for that reason, may you use your intellect to benefit humanity. Thank you.